So we just literally now got back from a 200-mile round trip to look at a 71 Duster. That wasn't a 71 Duster. But I'll tell you what, let me give you the backstory on this first. My friend Paige has been hot on a Plymouth Duster. 70 through 72 V8 stick car. This is like her criteria. It's got to be that. Other requirements is that the car's got to have a straight body and it's got to have decent paint, something she can know, because she doesn't want to deal with the cosmetics. The car is going to be a keeper, so she doesn't care if it needs mechanical things here or there, and she has plans for a motor and a trans and all that down the road. So we're just looking for a solid car that she can tool around with while she builds. All right. So at any rate, she's hot on one of these things, and evidently so is half the population, because everything that we're looking at that fits this basic criteria is all in the $15,000 to $20,000 range. So when she finds this red 71 and it's only $12,500, I'm like, this could be a deal. Let's check it out. One thing leads to another. She starts negotiating with the guy over the phone. He drops to $10,000. At that point, I'm like, we got to go look at this thing. She shows me pictures of the car. The car, it looks like a nice car. It looks like a nice 71 Duster. It wasn't a nice car. It wasn't even a 71 Duster. And in a worst case scenario, it was a felony arrest. So here's what we did. Uncle Kathy rolled film on the entire transaction from the time we got to the time it was done. You have to excuse the quality of this because I was in car buying mode and I wasn't in, video making mode. And also, you're going to get to a certain point and you're going to say, well, why is he offering him, money for the car in spite of all of this? Well, my thought was, she got him from 12.5 to 10 over the phone. If I could get him to that next step, I'd be able to beat him up even further come road test time. But we never got that far, and I'm kind of grateful that we didn't. And also, the plan for the car, if we had worked the deal and she had bought the car, the plan was going to be to bring it directly to the Tennessee Department of Safety, which we'd have to pass on the way home. Drop it off there, let them go over the car, and put a state-issued VIN on it with the title to go with that, so that down the road there wouldn't be any issues. But anyway, watch this video, pay attention to all of the things that go on, because now this is the story on this car was that it was painted years ago and it's been in the family, and it got, the family worked on it and he'd been driving it around and all of that. And if you pay attention to the things that transpires through the course of this video, you'll see none of that was true. So anyway, watch it and we'll be back when you're done.
It's on. It's running.
Pretty paint. Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that. Hey, how's it going?
Hey. He's gonna let me out. Oh, don't let it.
Did you put this car together, or?
No. My cousin, I guess he's my cousin. My dad painted it. I don't know who they had to do body work and all that, but
But who actually assembled the car?
I don't know. 'Cause it was my cousin's car, and I know he didn't put it together. I can assure you of that.
I pointed out to Paige that the car is actually a 73. I'll show you how I know this, right? These are 73 only for emission control device. This is a 73 and up lower motor. It won't fit in the 71, 72. This is the factory overflow bottle, and it's mounted in the factory location. The horns on a 72, 72 here, and you can see the horns under there. That's a 73. And then
Well, all I have to go on is the VIN. You know what I mean? Like
well, they swapped the dash frame over. Okay. It's a 71 dash frame.
Well, that's news to this guy.
Well, the other thing too is if you look at the interior, the sail panels are plastic and they've got that character line in them. And the doors are 70 through 72. They've just got the plain metal.
Okay.
But it's a 71 nose.
Well, I grew up with things that had a bow tie.
I gotcha.
And he had this, and kind of nostalgically bought it because Dad painted it.
Yeah.
I guess I could have left it on the trailer so it would not be on the ground looking at it.
Yeah, it's got a 71 VIN. Pretty paint job.
Too bad for
Your dad
13.
painted this?
Yeah. So this is what I knew was the 73.
Right. No, yeah, exactly.
So,
But they added this, you can see the weld job they did over
Yeah.
here. Yeah. I got some rust holes in the trunk. The wiring is a little fugazi. This is all rotted over here. Rust hole over here. So this car was actually just put together.
yeah. No, this thing's been.
There's no rust on any of the welds under there, like they're brand new.
Well, when I got it, I went through and cleaned up. When I read all the steering up here, because at about 45, it was a roller coaster. He probably didn't know that because when they built it, or had it built, my cousin was like 14. This was the plan. He was going to learn how to drive in this car. So I imagine he probably did about 20 miles an hour around the neighborhood, and that was it. So anyway, so when I was under there, I tried to clean all that stuff up. So.
Do you have the original bench that came with the car?
I do not.
There's no reinforcement brackets for the buckets on this.
Good.
Holy shit. What's that?
I feel you.
I know you feel me. There's no floor on the driver's side.
I know he said they put patch panels in it.
Yeah, but they didn't cut any of the rust out. It's all still here. Yeah, the original car was green. I mean, structurally, the frame rails look good. I don't see any damage or kinks or anything like that. But the floor's pieced together. I mean, be honest, you guys did this car like last week because literally underneath it is, come here.
I've been under the car. Yeah, I mean, I
Everything's
cleaned everything
brand
up. It's been in a garage.
It doesn't even have dust on it. There's like no dust underneath here.
Okay. It's been in a garage.
And the header tube smashed over there.
What's that?
The header tube is smashed too.
Oh, and I don't have any idea what that came out of because this was a slant 6 car. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that 318 came out of.
No, I'm saying the header tube is smashed on it.
Right.
Also.
It didn't have, it had, well, obviously the exhaust is new. It didn't have any exhaust on it when I got it. I'm aside from the headers, obviously.
The car's a lot rougher around the edges than I assumed it was going to be. Bumper, he knocked the dents out of the bumper with a hammer. Dude, what is your absolute bottom dollar
I'm
on
at
this?
10.
Even with the rusted, you know.
I'm at $10,000. I've got 3 people in without a 3-hour round trip that were willing to give me 10.
Dusters are hot right now, and that's the only reason I'm like,
I get it. I mean, I understand that. I don't get it really, to be honest. I'd rather smell.
no, I'm just saying, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like, you got, the peels chroming off the,
Yeah, but it's all, it's dented. So I looked at trying to fix that or whatever, but for $300.
yeah, but it's also got like a rust hole in the top of the fender.
Yep, it is a 48-year-old car that I don't know the history on. It's at 10 grand. That's why it's not at 22.
Paige, what do you think?
To fix the rust holes and stuff like that, what are we at?
But here's the thing, right? To make the car what it's supposed to be, it'll never be what it's supposed to be because
It's not.
it's pieced together. It's a couple of different cars all pieced together.
Yeah.
They did a sloppy job on the floor. They put a piece of sheet metal down, but they didn't cut any of the old rust away. The trunk floor is a little fugazi. The frame rails look good front and back. Back frame rail outside's dented, but it really doesn't make any difference. The car looks like it's set straight. I can't see 10. Yeah, I can't see 10. The car is just too rough around the edges. And again, like I said, the big thing in my mind, right, is that the car's tagged. It's obviously tagged. Which, all right, we can flip the title to the next guy, but it's still the dash frame with the VIN doesn't belong to this car. So if it ever did become an issue, right? I don't know. See, if you're not familiar with these cars,
This is the only one I have any
I'm just showing you.
history on.
The 6th digit, the 1 right there, is the year of the car.
Right.
Okay. These last 5 digits, the sequential number, is stamped all around the car. So here's one of them right here. You'd have to actually clean it up, right? So this one will almost certainly match that VIN. But no, this one wouldn't match the VIN. This is part of the original unibody structure of the car. There's another one. Basically, every panel on the car has that sequential number in it. So if it ever, yeah. And it's on the trunk. It's right here, under the weather strip. Oh, right here. So if
It's stamped up.
yeah. So if these numbers don't match the VIN, let's just say you got pulled over by a cop that was a little fucking nutty, right? You're going to jail.
That seems
There's no
unlikely.
question. I'm just telling you.
I'm kidding.
You're going to jail with it. There's no question about it. I actually had this happen with a Roadrunner. A good friend of mine bought a Roadrunner. This is years ago. He spent a week there while Auto Club took the entire car apart and gave it back to him in boxes. So, that's my big reservation with the car. Legally, this can only be used as a parts car. But
Well, I have it legally titled and registered with the state of Indiana, so
yeah,
and I took that over. It wasn't like I
understand. It's only because the car was never scrutinized. You see what I'm saying? The car was never scrutinized. I mean, honestly, I'd say it's like an $8,000 car
Well, I'm at 10.
at the max. You've even got rust starting to come through over here. This is a common rust area on these cars, and it's starting to bubble through over here.
Yep.
I couldn't see going any harder than that. And I'm sorry if it's wasting your time. The trunk lid's rotted through over here. It's a rough car, man. Sure is pretty though. So that's the other giveaway too. That's
Yeah, and I
72
knew something.
Right.
I don't know which way that is, but something is different about those.
72 and newer has that style. 70, 71 has that style. So basically it's 71 nose, 71 doors, put on a 73 top with a 71 tailpipe logo into it. I don't want to waste any more of your time. You got rust hole starting over here too. I'm sorry, Paige. Not at the money he's after. I mean, it's your decision to make, but
I trust you.
I couldn't do it. Even the wiring's all fugazi, it's all house tape wrapped. Random things disconnected here and there. Your call.
No, I trust you.
Sorry, brother.
No worries. Sorry, one of them one.
She's got cash in her pocket if you want to.
I'll keep it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'll go back to I originally bought it to be a cross car, and I fell into a truck that was already there, was already ready. So
Well, thanks for your
no
time.
worries. Thanks, Esther. Yeah.
So that's it. Our cream puff internet buy turns out to be a radioactive pooch with a tag job and an owner that really doesn't know what the history of the car even is. I mean, I'm sure one of the 4 versions of its history that he told was somewhat accurate. But the moral of the story is, when you're going to look at a car like this, aside from just the structural things, like when we showed you on that other car last week where the frame rails were rotted out and patched, this particular car was solid underneath. The frame, in its favor, the frame rails, the basic structure of the car was good. But overall, it was pieced together out of 2 or 3 different cars, a 71, a 73, and who knows what else was mixed into the DNA of this thing. Moral of the story is, when you go to look at a car like this, make sure you bring somebody who knows the cars, who knows the differences between, they use this piece of trim or this type of door and this type of fender and this. Make sure you bring somebody who knows those details of the car. It's really easy to get burned. We've seen high-end cars, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 cars, that aren't much different than this. Buyer beware. That's it. See you tomorrow.